I just want to make sure I've got everything that I need out here, which I kind of do, but you'll excuse me if I have to hunt for it. This is just crazy. I can't make my hands work.
Today has been
Because
strange.
it's like all backwards.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's been nutso, like I said. So say hello so that I know you're here. And hi, Donna. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Kathy. I want to make sure that I get to everybody. And if I don't get to say hello to you, know that I really do appreciate your being here. I think the truth is that I don't always get to see all of the comments for some reason, but Kate is here to help me. Hi, Diane. Just like I said, know that we really appreciate your tuning in and being a part of Northampton Wolves. Now let's see, that's that side. That's that side. It's definitely dry, right? Look at that. Woo.
Yeah. Static in the air.
Holy cow. Okay, hi Maureen. Hi Bess. Hi Nancy. Hi Terry. Yep, we're all here. Hi Rosemary. Hi Ides of March. What are the Ides of March? Well, the Ides of March are actually from the Roman calendar, and it is the 74th day in the Roman calendar. And usually the Ides of the month represented the full moon, and it was also the day to forgive or settle all of the Roman debts. Hi Decker. Hi Barbara. Hey Ruth Ann. And Shakespeare wrote about the Ides of March being the day that Julius Caesar was assassinated. Hey Stella. And his phrase, beware the Ides of March, have come to symbolize that the Ides of March is kind of a bad day, or it has a bad connotation now. Hi Bonnie. So I decided to talk about that in relation to mistakes that you make in knitting, or mistakes in just when things go really wrong in your knitting. A couple of weeks ago, I talked very briefly about a sweater that we had knit for a sample for the store in the new owl yarn from Quince and Company. And I was going to have Kate put it on, but it just wasn't right. And there was a lot that was not right with it. So this is what the sweater looks like. It was this one from the cover of the This and That magazine. And in the magazine or book, it looks like a really neat, loose-fitting, fun and pretty sweater. And when Eileen knit it, she said that it was fun to knit, easy enough color work because it's a simple knit and slip or knit and purl pattern. So it was relatively easy to do. But it was not because Eileen did anything wrong. That's what I want to make clear. There are mistakes that you can do as a knitter, and there are mistakes that happen that are just weird and you don't really know. So when Eileen was finished knitting it, the sleeves were really, really thin. They only measured about 8 inches around, which is impossible for even the smallest person to put on. And it's a yoke, top down or yoked sweater, so the feel is very different than a regular set-in sleeve or raglan sleeve. And when you have a yoke sweater, it can feel very binding around the chest. So I did some looking at it, and I said, okay, we need to be able to save some of this because it's beautifully knit, it's beautiful yarn, it feels really good, but the sweater is just not working. I ripped the sleeves out, and I then cut the yoke off from the body. So here's the body. It's plenty big enough. It measures what it's supposed to. Eileen was on gauge with it, but I undid just by cutting one strand of yarn and pulling it out all the way across the body from the yoke. here's what the yoke looks like. And you can see that it's pretty narrow through the shoulders, and then it does come out big enough. But it's just not a comfortable fit. Kate did try this on this morning, and I put it on one of the models, and it fits on the model, but it did not fit right on Kate's shoulders. There's a bubble right here at the neckline. The same thing happened this week to another customer of ours who knit a top down. We had to fool around with the neck a couple of times in the short rows, and the same thing happened. It ended up being a bubble right at the front neck. Again, you've done what the pattern has said to do, and it just doesn't come out the way that you expected it to. It's not your fault. And the good news is that as knitters, we can do stuff like this. We can take it apart, we can rip it out, we can make adjustments to it if we know what to expect while we're knitting. It's not the end of the world. You are sacrificing your time. Yes, there's no denying that, and there's no getting that back. But better to sacrifice the time and still have a sweater you can wear than have something that you just toss. And I never toss knitting. Well, we did a little bit of a deeper investigation, and I want to point this out because this is the important part of this whole lesson. When I looked at the information at the beginning of the pattern, I don't know if you can see it, but in the finished measurements part right here on this side, it talks about, and I did not look at this when I sent this off to Eileen to be knit, it has 8 different sizes for the sweater to be made. And it says that the sweater in the photograph finishes to a 53-inch chest. And it is on a model whose chest measurement is 31 inches around. You heard me right. She's 31 inches, the sweater's 53. That's why it looks so darn good on her. Because she's a tiny little thing, and she's got on this huge sweater. So I had Eileen knit the smallest size, which finishes to a 44. With a 20, and it even says in the pattern it has a 22-inch positive ease. That means that the person that would wear that sweater is 22 inches around the chest. That's like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
That's child. I don't know anybody as an adult who is that small. Hi, Linda. Glad you joined us. How would you, thank goodness they put all that information there. Stupid me for not reading all the way through and thinking about it. Like I said, the gauge was right. Everything came out. It came out the way it was supposed to. Just not for the right people, like real people. Okay, so the lesson learned is you can always do something to change it. Read the pattern, really think about the finished sizes and what that sweater is going to feel like on you. But enough of that. Even when it's the Ides of March and things go terribly wrong, there's always some way to save them or save it. Yeah, Eileen, we didn't even look. I didn't even think to look. I often look at just the finished measurements to decide where is it going to fit in our samples. Do we need something smaller? Do we need something larger? But never took it into consideration. Hi, Northampton Live. It is chilly. Man, my hands are getting cold because we've been sitting in the window. Hi, Gia. So lesson learned. Check the sizing, check the ease, check what the designer meant for that sweater to be. And most of the time you're going to end up okay. So next up is the Malbrigo sock, the Temperance Shawl knit along. We just got a small back order in of some more sock colors. Hi, Mary. And I had Kate pull her selection. Beth was here this morning and she chose 3 colors, and I put together another combination of colors. But I have been knitting on the store sample, which is in the colors that Malbrigo chose. They sent all the stores that are participating a kit to make this shawl. So that's what I'm knitting with right now. And I've gotten this far on it, and the 3 colors are already in there. The color A is kind of a blue-green, and then color B is a speckled color, and color C, the 3rd color, is kind of a beigey brown. That's this section right here. A lot of times it goes 2 rows of each color, and I'm about to enter that next section as well. But I just put up on our Ravelry group page. So if you go on Ravelry, go to groups or forums and look for Northampton Wools. I put up a little topic so that people can join us there for this knit along. I'm going to be posting about every week as I make progress and sharing some tips and tricks if you're going to participate. If you want to be entered for prizes, we're going to do a couple of little prizes, but Malbrigo is also doing a knit along with it that starts April 1st. And you have to sign up with them on their website in order to be eligible for their prizes. There are lots of people that are making it that are already well into it. So even though the knit along doesn't start until April 1st, you can come in and pick colors now. We've had a couple of customers in picking colors already, but I wanted to show you some of the combinations. Here is Kate's. And if you love these rusty orangey colors, you will love Kate's Choice. So we have a kind of a multicolor, and then 2 of the tonal socks in these rust and orange tones. That's going to be brilliant, Kate. And then before Beth left, she made a choice in the purples. How the heck? Okay, here we go. So we have a neutral color in the middle, and then this one is called Eggplant, so it is kind of a deep purple. And this one is the Sandbank. It's kind of a neutral mauve-y, I think, color. And then the last one that she picked is called Abril. So these 3 will combine and make a nice subtle choice. And then I made another choice too, because we got in Lettuce, which is this really bright green, and this is Arco Iris, which is probably their most popular color in both Rios and in the sock. And then this one is Ivy, which is just a deeper green. So I might get around to knitting that again. But I was just telling Kate that I've already got 10 things started, honest to God, probably more than that. Some of them I have to do because I have a custom order that I'm gonna show to you. Yeah, Eileen, I know. Green or peach. And oh yeah, and here's another one. This was also a choice. No, did I show this already?
Beth choice.
This was a second Beth choice with the navy blue, because she loves that really dark navy blue. And I'm sorry I keep going off screen, but it's backwards from what you think it is. So Bess, this is the Malbrigo sock yarn. And to do that tempered shawl, it takes 1 skein of each color. And Bonnie was in the other day. She just made a comment. She picked 2 totally different groups as well. It's on the website. The sock is up on the website. You can put your own grouping together. Now, some shops have put together kits for this. Hi, Lynn. Yeah, that orange and rust is really beautiful. Welcome, Lynn. Hope we see you in the shop sometime. Some shops have put together kits, which we're happy to do. You can send us a little note or email saying, I love the rust, I want greens, give me some blues and purples, and we'll do something that we think that you might like. If you noticed, or if you look at the Malbrigo sample, it's very subtle. The colors are very, very close. I can't actually knit in the dark or in poor light on it because I get the colors confused because they look so close. So you really do not need to have very striking contrast. Although I have seen some people put together different color combinations like that, it will look great either way. But it is meant to be, not meant, but it is originally shown in more subtle changes. So go ahead and take a look at that on the website, and hopefully you'll find something there that you like. But I want to jump back to talking about top-down and yoked sweaters. I'm currently working on one that is a custom order for a customer, and it happens to be the most popular sweater from the current Lane magazine, and it's called Snowy Forest, which when I first looked at it, I was like, why is this so popular? But knitting it, I kind of can understand that. So here's what it looks like in the Lane magazine. And it is a chunky wool, so I'm on a size 10 or 10.5 needle, and it is knit from the top down with those cables. And it is a deep armhole. So I've got this much done in this new color from Plymouth Yarns Chunky Merino. This is a lilac heather color, and I am just about ready to separate for the armholes. It's a deep armhole. It's going to come, when she puts it on, it's going to come probably midway down her bra line where it hits you on the side, and the sleeves will get knit from there. Hey Jess, nice to have you with us. So it's a fast knit. If you wear chunky weights and aren't too hot in them, it is a fun, easy, quick one to do. I am that far, and I've probably only knit on it for about 7 hours so far. And now I'm done with the cables, I'm done with the increasing, and I'm in the stockinette stitch place. And I have to say this about the Lane patterns. I've probably made about 5 things from the magazines and the back issues. Every single one of their patterns is so well and precisely written that you will never have any trouble if you follow those directions. I've been very, very happy and pleased, even with this one, with how detailed the writing is in the pattern selection. So we still have a couple of copies of that magazine left, and the next issue is going to be coming out in May. Hi, Sue. Oh, thank you very much. So we'll be looking forward to getting that in as well. Then that's where I am with that. That's one of the things that I have to knit. I did put this post up as one of our Instagram posts, but I'm gonna go home and work on this later on today too. The powder wrap from Casa Pinka. We love Casa Pinka. She practically saved the yarn business last year, just as we shut down. That's the designer that came out with the Breathe and Hope shawl that we were able to put kits together for that particular shawl. Hi Risa, thank you. And I've started this in a cotton and alpaca yarn. This is, how did that happen? This, oh, I see. Yeah, this is a little bit lighter. The powder wrap shawl is designed to be worked with a worsted weight yarn, but the, what's the name of this yarn?
Moon Shadow.
Moon Shadow.
Moon Shadow.
Yeah, the Moon Shadow from Plymouth is a slightly lighter weight. It's more of a DK or a light worsted weight, but it's such a fun pattern to do because this is one of those constantly changing. You get into a little pattern stitch and then you're moving on to a different pattern stitch. And they are repeated every once in a while, but boy, this is gonna make a nice big wrap. Yeah, take a look at that pattern. So I'm working on that one, and we do have the Moon Shadow is still available, so you can still get your hands on that as well. And then I also, am I bouncing around too much?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a story?
I also wanted to tell you about Unique. So Earth Yarns is one of our favorite companies. They're really good to us, and they have some really beautiful yarns. We've worked a lot and we've carried this a lot. This is the Unique worsted weight. And this is a cute little hat. What makes the yarn so unique is its self stripes. So you're going to get lots of color change in. This is half of a skein. So, and this is a child size hat pattern. And what I really wanted to show you was our good friend Julie Mencher knit this for the store. This is the same color way, the same yarn, and it is a really adorable little set of overalls for a child. And each leg is knit separately and then joined. And so if you are a risk taker like me, you will end up with 2 different legs. And Julie called me when she was ready to start the second leg, and she said, I'm not going to have legs that match. And I said, good, because I want people to see what happens when you just randomly knit from the balls. Now, you can see from the hat that the purples that this leg was done in were still available in the other skein, but she would have had to roll it off and get to the purple. And I just said, no, a lot of people are just going to knit right from the rolled up skein, and I want them to see that it still works. It's still a lot of fun. It is kind of a surprise. And the Malbrigo yarns are all like that too. If you're knitting a sweater with one color of Malbrigo, whether it's the sock or the Rios, the label is going to tell you to work with 2 skeins at a time. So you do 2 rows with one skein and 2 rows with another, so that you don't get a real stark change from one skein to the next. Because even though they're dyed in the same lot, they're in the same kettle, they all, depending on their position in the kettle, take the dye slightly differently. So I don't mind. I kind of like pooling. I think it's fun to see what happens to the yarn when you knit with it, and love to see just what comes off the needle. But there are lots of other people who like things to be more organized and a little more matching than that is. Okay, 2 more things and then I'm done. First of all, we have, I think I can show you this way, on the counter in front of the store, I have taken all of the back issues of Vogue Knitting off the rack because they've just been sitting there. And we are offering them to all of our customers. If you make any purchase, we'll let you pick one of the Vogue Knitting magazines for free. So until they're gone. We've probably got, I would say, at least 50 issues from probably the last 2 or 3 years. So remember that, because I don't always remember when I'm checking people out. So if you make a purchase, ask me, take one, remind me, so that you get your Vogue Knitting magazine free. We're also doing that in celebration this week of Vogue Knit Live. They have gone virtual and are doing a Vogue Knit Live almost every single month. So if you miss this month, you can probably pick out a class or 2 next month if you're into doing virtual classes. So Vogue Knit Magazine. And now I'm going to tease you very, very quickly. I was hoping this would come today, and it did. And Kate and I, which is why we're just kind of so blown away, Kate and Beth and I did a box opening video, which I'm going to put up on my YouTube channel later on. But on the floor behind me is all of the yarn from Richard DeFries. It's a worsted weight yarn called Finn, and we are so excited about those colors. This is like the 15th thing that I'm going to put on my needles this weekend is the Moon Whistle from, will you grab a couple skeins of it for me? From Andrea Mowry. It's a worsted weight shawl again, and you have got to get in here to feel this yarn. It's a superwash merino, and Richard trained at Koigu, and his colorways are amazing. This worsted weight yarn is 175 yards per skein, so you're going to end up needing, depending on the colors that you choose if you make that moon whistle shawl, about 7 skeins, FYNN, Bess. It is on our website. Kate spent the morning listing the colors on the website, so you can get it there. And again, you'll be able to see all of the combinations. I can't remember how many. Do you know how many colors I ordered?
Oh gosh.
All I know is I have 270 skeins of yarn from Richard in the store and on the website right now. So it's a great, beautiful yarn.
Speckles, there's tonal.
Look at
there's
this.
variegated.
Yes. So there are spotty, speckly colors. There are variegated colors. These don't stripe. There are tonal colors that go from light to dark. The combinations are endless. And hi Nina. Come on in and take a look on the website, so you can come in and be kind of prepared. We got 5 skeins of each of the colors, 265, I can do that math, it's like 50 something colors of the yarn. And those empty bins are where it's going to be. So it's going to be front and center in the middle of the store, ready for you to choose from. Lots of blues, lots of greens, lots of other colors. Holy cow. One last thing. Next week, we're going to be doing a prize week. And if you saw the Instagram and Facebook post this morning to remind you about Lunch with Linda today, the cowl that I had on, again, is the Cable and Feather cowl pattern. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, so you can grab that. And we're going to be giving away a skein of the 3 Irish Girls, which is a superwash merino as well. It took just 1 skein to make that little cowl. So you got to tune in next week. You got to make a comment, and you will be the lucky winner. It's been already a morning. Ides of March. You might be the lucky winner of that little cowl. So, woof, that's it for today. We're open again on Wednesday, and I hope to see you guys this week. We're halfway through March. Here it comes. We made it halfway through, and it's been a year, hasn't it? I was looking through last year's, and we were open until the 20th last year, and then we hit the shutdown. So hopefully we will have a better year this year, and I think that year is coming. So look for an email about this upcoming stuff. Join us next week, also at 12:30 on Monday. And check out the YouTube channel tonight. Hopefully we'll get both those things up. Oh, thank you, Bess. I'm glad. It makes Mondays good. And yeah, share this video. Tell your friends about this. To come in for some fun, because we're gonna have a great spring with a bunch of tips and tricks and knitting. We've got 2 more orders of new yarn coming in this next week, and then that's probably it for the summer. So I'm going to move more towards project ideas and how to keep your fingers knitting for the rest of the spring and summer with some fun things to do. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining in. Have a great Monday, and beware the Ides of March. Bye.